All right, everybody, welcome back to Technically You. We found some fascinating stuff on spear phishing this week.
Oh, yeah,
And yeah, it's something that I think we all need to be more aware of.
absolutely.
But I mean, especially, now that everyone's always online.
Right. All the time.
So in this session, we will be looking at exactly how spear phishing works.
Yeah,
And more importantly, how to protect ourselves from it.
that's the critical part.
I think a lot of people believe that they know what phishing is, right? Like those emails saying you want $1 million.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But spear phishing is a whole different beast,
It is. It's a lot more targeted.
right? It's not like casting a wide net and hoping to catch a few. It's more like you said, using a spear to go after one specific fish.
Exactly. It's all about that specific target.
Like, how do they even choose who to target?
Well, they use a ton of information already online.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe it. One of the sources you sent me mentioned a case where a spearfisher used someone's social media posts about their favorite local band.
What? No way.
Yeah.
That's so creepy.
They made this compelling email pretending to be from the band,
Oh my gosh.
offering them free tickets to a show in exchange for, updating their fan club membership.
Wow. I would totally fall for that.
It's very clever.
That's scary.
It really is because it plays into, our desire to get exclusive access to things,
Totally.
and save money. And for sure, it just seems so legitimate.
So, I mean, besides creeping on social media, how else are these spearfishers getting information about people?
Well, they use a whole bunch of different sources.
Okay.
And, your sources mention data breaches and public records. Public records, even going through people's trash to find discarded information.
That's insane.
It's crazy. It's like they're digital detectives piecing together this profile to make their attacks just super believable.
Okay, so it sounds like classic advice of not clicking suspicious links isn't enough anymore.
It's not enough.
So, what can we actually do to protect ourselves?
Well, one of the things that really stood out to me from the research is being super careful with emails, especially those that seem really urgent or require you to do something right away.
Like when they say you have 24 hours to respond, or you're going to get in trouble or get arrested.
Exactly. Because they know that when we're feeling rushed, we don't think as clearly.
Yeah, we don't stop and think clearly.
And we're more likely to just click without thinking.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
What about those emails that look totally legit, though? One of my sources was talking about how some spear phishing attacks are so sophisticated that they can even get past spam filters.
Absolutely. And that's where paying attention to those small details is super important.
Okay, so what kind of details?
For example, one of the sources suggested always checking the sender's email address really carefully.
Right.
Look for any misspellings or weird variations.
So, like, instead of namecompany.com,
Exactly.
it might be namedumpany.com.
Precisely.
Yeah.
I get that. It could be really subtle,
Yeah,
but it's a big red flag.
totally.
Yeah.
And I also remember reading something about hovering your mouse over links.
Oh, yeah, that's so important before you.
Actually click on them.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So don't just look at the text of the link.
Okay.
Actually, look at that URL that pops up.
Yeah.
If it looks weird or doesn't match the sender's domain, don't click it.
Okay, good advice.
Yeah.
So what if, the email looks fine, the sender's address is correct,
Right.
the link seems legit. Yeah. Is there anything else we can look for?
That's a great question. And one of the sources really emphasized the importance of questioning the context.
The context?
Yeah. Ask yourself, was I expecting this email? Does it make sense for this person to be asking me for this information?
Right.
And if anything feels off, just trust your gut.
Okay,
Don't be afraid to reach out to that person through a different channel that you know is legitimate
that makes sense.
and double check.
Okay. So, yeah, we basically need to be like our own cybersecurity advocates.
We do.
We can't just rely on, technology to protect us,
Yeah, technology is great, but it has its limits.
but we have to use our brains too.
We have to be skeptical.
Yeah, exactly.
Think about it like this.
Okay?
You wouldn't open your front door to a stranger
Right.
without checking who it was, right?
Yeah.
So apply that same caution to your digital life.
That is such a good analogy. I love that.
Yeah,
So, as we wrap up this session, I want to leave everyone with this thought. Think about all the little digital breadcrumbs that you're leaving behind online. Do you know what information about yourself is out there
yeah,
that a spearfisher could use against you?
that's a good question.
It's kind of scary to think about, but that awareness is the first step
Absolutely.
to protect yourself.
Yeah, it is.
So stay vigilant out there, everybody.
Yes, stay safe.
All right. Thanks for joining this Technically You podcast on spearfishing.
Thanks, everyone.
We'll see you next time.
See ya.